Etsy just updated its holy grail of data, and as it rolls out to everyone, it's going to completely change how we understand what to sell and, just as importantly, when to sell it. Last year, Etsy introduced their Marketplace Insights, search data available exclusively to sellers right inside their shop stats area. This is the only place you can get real Etsy search data since they do not release that information to other platforms. Not eRank, not Everbee, not anywhere. When it launched, it gave us 30 days of search data, which is better than nothing. But 30 days doesn't help you much when you're trying to plan ahead for a niche or season that explodes at a very specific time of year. By the time you see the spike, you've kind of already missed your window to list early. But just in the last week or so, they have extended this to 12 full months of data, along with a few other extra helpful features like conversion. This is a huge upgrade and gives Etsy sellers a much better picture of when to list and design for certain niches in order to stay ahead. A full year changes everything because now we can actually see the seasonal patterns coming before they actually hit. So for today, using this data directly from Etsy, I'm going to highlight 5 niches that are going to be exploding soon. And stick around to the end because I'm not just going to list them and leave you staring at a blank canvas. I'm going to show you exactly how I take one of these niches and a current trend and turn it into a brand new design without reinventing the wheel. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Mandy. Think of me as kind of like your big sister in business who is fully obsessed with being an Etsy print-on-demand seller. In real life, I'm a busy boy mom and I actively run multiple successful Etsy shops myself, but I'm also on a mission to help creative entrepreneurs like you feel confidence with finding profitable niches, designing products people actually want, and growing a business that gets seen, loved, and sold without inventory and without the overwhelm. Okay, before we touch a single niche, I want to give you the lens because if you just collect 5 niches and run off, you've got 5 ideas. But if you understand why these work, you've got a way to find 50. 2 things I want you holding in the back of your mind the whole time. First, timing. Every niche I'm about to show you is one I'd want you listing for now, not when a search spike actually hits. You need to start early. And generally speaking, I'm looking 2 to 3 months out ahead at a minimum. The sellers who win a season aren't the ones who list when everyone's already buying. They're the ones who were already there, already had a chance to marinate in the algorithm, and already showing up when the buyers started looking. That's the entire advantage that year of data from Etsy just handed us. Second, I want you thinking in themes, not just random ideas. Everything I'm pulling today comes from one of my 5 core niche themes: hobbies, professions, pet ownership, personal passions, and life milestones. Over time, I have found that this is one of the best ways to not only help you find focus and avoid the shiny object zoomies while listing, but more importantly, it's also how you build a shop with actual depth instead of a graveyard of one-off designs. So I'll be sure to tell you which theme each niche lives in because once you see the theme, you can find your own niche inside it that fits the shop you're already building. And of course, underneath all of this, think like the customer. Not what do I want to design, but who is this for and what are they actually going to be interested in? All right, 5 niches, then a design. Let's dive in. First up, from my beloved Life Milestones theme, Cutie Pie baby showers. Now, baby showers on their own are honestly one of my favorite niches inside Life Milestones. And here's the trick that most sellers miss. You have to give them a theme because that's how baby showers are actually planned. The mom to be or the sister or the best friend throwing the shower, they don't typically search baby shower stuff. They pick a theme and they build the whole event around it. So when you design to a theme, you're meeting them exactly where their brain already is. For this one, the theme is, of course, cutie pie. And for fall, that means leaning into pumpkin pie, cozy autumn vibes, burgundy and burnt orange colorways. And now here's why I also love the cutie pie angle specifically. And this is the scaling part I want you to catch. Pies don't only exist in the fall. The theme clearly peaks in autumn, but it doesn't drop to zero the rest of the year either. So if you get sales now, you've got a design you can carry forward and scale potentially into other seasons later. You're just swapping the seasonal layer on top of a concept that's already working for you. And one more thing that's specific to baby showers. They tend to be less about apparel and more about the decor, the favors, and the keepsakes. So instead of defaulting to just a t shirt, I'd also be looking at things like tapestries for the backdrop and journals that double as a guest book for everyone to sign. Same niche, but you're matching the product to how the customer actually uses it. Staying in life milestones, the next one is Halloween Bachelorette. I'm already seeing movement on themes like Bride or Die, Boo Crew, and witchy darker aesthetics. And here's something worth knowing. A lot of these actually sell year round for the brides who love a goth or a moodier vibe. But with fall and the spooky season right around the corner, as we can see from the huge spike, we know from past years now that searches for these are about to really take off. As you're thinking about designing for this, remember it's also an identity, not just a season. The alternative bride, the goth bride, or simply the bride that is obsessed with all things Halloween, that's a customer who knows exactly who she is and what products that say that. That emotional connection is what converts. Some designs lean darker and some designs lean more cutesy. Try both and then see how customers respond to your designs with your listings. And also with this niche, remember that bachelorettes are a group buy. It's not just one shirt, it's a bride plus her whole crew, often matching. So your scaling angle here is building out a whole set. So you might have a bride version in there and a bride's boo crew in there also, designed to go together. It's got a higher order value baked right in. And of course, don't sleep on product variants. Beyond shirts, these themes work beautifully on less saturated products like can coolers and tapestries, where you've got way less competition fighting for the same buyer. Shifting gears a little bit over to the personal passions theme. And for this one, we're seeing breast cancer shirts as having an upcoming peak. A big part of that is that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if this is an area that pulls strongly at you, now is a perfect time to be listing. In general, cause and awareness niches like different types of cancer, chronic illness, mental health have a genuinely strong buyer market, and they connect to a very specific identity. When someone is buying in this space, they're not just buying a shirt, they're buying belonging to a community that understands exactly what they are experiencing. On the design side of things, you'll typically see two emotional angles, and they speak really to two different intentions with the design and messaging. One typically leans into humor and that fighter, anti cancer energy that's often the person going through it themselves. And the other leans supportive and more sentimental, and that's frequently the support network buying around them and for them, and really coming from a place of offering strength and empathy. Apparel is almost always on the humor and fighter side of things. And for giftable products like journals or blankets and candles, that sentimental angle gets even stronger and performs really well. This is a niche that you'll want to really approach with care and heart. And when you do, it can be one of the more meaningful corners of print on demand you could build in. Next up, coming from the pet ownership theme. Specifically, this one is for Dachshund Halloween. Etsy buyers have a deep, deep love for their pets, and Dachshunds continue to be an incredibly popular breed. One particular reason why pet niches convert so well is that people treat their pets like family. They're not really buying a shirt about a dog, they're buying a shirt or product about their dog. Personality and the connection is the whole point. And of course, dachshunds give you so much personality to work with. The short little legs on a long body, the funny nicknames, the general drama of the breed That's the stuff that makes an owner go, okay, that's literally my dog. For Halloween specifically, dressed up dachshunds tend to play really well for designs. Dress them up like ghosts, dress them up like skeletons, put a funny hat on them, and customers absolutely love them. One of the things that I love about pet niches in particular is that they're one of the easiest places to borrow trends from everywhere else and apply them. So, bringing in something like the stripes trend or bold typography or even newer polka dot pattern letters can work really nicely here. For products, apparel tends to lead for this niche. So, for me, that's comfort colors or the Gildan 18,000 crew neck sweatshirts. And because it is intended more for the fall season, sweatshirts often perform a little better during this time of year, but both are really strong options. With this niche in particular, the scaling angle is almost too easy. Dachshunds on their own are a narrow niche, so don't stop there. It can be a great place to start because that's what the data supports, but once you've got a design or a concept that's working, the breed is just a swappable piece. You can use the same design structure, the same season even, and just swap it with the different breeds and different puns and inside jokes. So make sure you're exploring other popular pets out there too and letting one winning concept do the work across your whole pet theme. And finally, from the professions theme, the nurse Halloween shirt. If you've been wanting to get into the nurse or medical niches, breaking in during a high conversion season like Halloween is a really smart way to get your foot in the door. When buyers are already in a buying mood for the holiday, you get a little conversion boost that's harder to come by sometimes the rest of the year. Now, I'll be honest, not every profession leans into Halloween. This is where knowing your niches and your customers can be helpful. But some of the big ones absolutely do. Think nurses, teachers, and the support staff around them. And here's a little bonus: if you already have a profession that sells well in your shop, seasonality is a fantastic way to offer something fresh to buyers you've already got. Same audience, new reason to buy. And one more strategy for the big niches like nurses and teachers, because this is exactly how I think about reach versus conversion. These niches are huge and broad. So I like to design for a sub niche while still using the in demand search term that we validated. Think ICU nurses or pediatric nurses. The broad term gets you visibility in front of a big audience, and the specific design can be what makes one of those people stop and feel seen. Okay, so knowing the niches that are about to take off are great, but I know exactly where a lot of you get stuck. You've got the niche, you've got the season, and you're sitting there thinking, but how do I make something new for a niche that isn't new in a season that isn't new either? If you caught last week's video, I shared one of my favorite approaches for this: breaking trends and designs down into building blocks. When I stop thinking about a design as one big intimidating thing and start thinking about it as blocks I can swap and layer and move around, suddenly I can mix and match my way to something brand new without that blank canvas overwhelm. So let's walk through another example today using one of these five niches. First is our trend block. So for this one, I'm using a variation on the stripes trend where it's got more of a cutout versus a solid background of stripes. Block two is our niche. We already know what those are, so I'm going to go with our Halloween nurse, using that nurse Halloween shirt as my validated search term. Block three then is our scalable phrase. And here's a little gift: you don't have to invent a clever phrase from scratch. A phrase that's already known to perform in your niche or another niche can sometimes work great. For example, listings that have done consistently well tell us that Boo Boo Crew is a winner in the nurse niche. So I'm not reinventing the wheel, I'm just taking it in a new direction. Block four then is our bonus seasonality block, which of course obviously applies here. And for Halloween, I'm going to take inspiration from this color palette in a different listing. The design is purple and green, and the shirt color that it's on, which by the way should be intentional when it comes to seasonal themes, is pepper. So those will be my core colors. And so here is the new blended design that I came up with. We've got our niche phrase, boo boo crew, and then I've used the structure from our original trend block. I've incorporated little line art illustrations that a nurse would recognize, including a little ghost figure that has a stethoscope. If you were designing for a sub niche of nurses, you could swap those out with something that resonates more with them. Now, notice what I did with the colors. I had the design mocked up on a violet Comfort Colors shirt, and the core design colors are black and green with some white text and a light orange accent color just to expand the palette a little bit. So I'm still leveraging that seasonal colorway just with a different twist. I also did this one mocked up on the back of a shirt because I think this would actually be the perfect opportunity for personalization, perhaps with a name or small matching illustration on the front left pocket. This would be a great option for a group listing as well. But this new design as a whole is the entire reason why I like to think in building blocks, because each piece, the trend structure or the illustration, the niche, the text, the seasonality, and even the color palette is its own block. I'm never staring at a blank canvas trying to dream up a whole design from scratch. And if you notice, this original trend structure came from a niche that has nothing to do with nurses, or Halloween for that matter. I simply took a winning structure that I found somewhere else and scaled it into something that would work for my customer. Same proven structure, just a different way to look at the design process. But here's what I really want you to walk away with. It was never about memorizing my 5 niches. It's about the lens. It's doing your research, starting early, designing with your customer in mind, and thinking of trends as building blocks so that you never have to start from scratch. Now, I pulled this kind of breakdown together every single month. Today's video is just a slice of it. Every month, I dig into the niches, the trends, the timing, and the design templates that are actually moving on Etsy, including the full design template I built for that nurse design today. And I put all of it into my monthly trend report, which is available inside my Simply Thrive private community. So if that's something that you'd like to have access to on a regular basis, I'll be sure to link that for you below. And if you're not ready for that, totally fine. At the very least, make sure you go subscribe so that you catch videos like this every week. That part is free and it still keeps you moving forward. As always, stay focused, my friends. Keep taking action and never stop pursuing excellence in your business. Thanks for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next one.